Well, hello down there. I am sitting here. It is the 27th of September. Let me get my stopwatch going. There we are. I thought I'd sit down with you guys on my weekly visit to Minecraft and weekly update and adventuresome. I've got my cookies, and I've got 4 cookies and a nice big beer and a project that I am not prepared for. But we'll get prepared nice and quick, and then we shall do a little bit of building and maybe a little bit of exploring. There's my bunny rabbit. Hey, bunny rabbit. I haven't actually played since the last time I recorded, so we've only got one bunny rabbit, but we can get another one going soon enough. Life's been good. It's close enough. Let me sleep. Yes, no, yes, no, no, no. Yeah. Life's been going pretty good. It's Friday, and it was a freaking rough week this week. Terrible, horrible experiences with exams and getting everything going. Just, oh God, I am so freaking sick of. I am really sick of professors that are like, "Hey, this is what I'm gonna teach the class," and then completely do something different for the exam, or do it in such a way that no one really has any idea what's going on. And that's what I had to deal with this week. I think I did all right, but why did I do that? I'm not sure that I did 100% well. In fact, I can honestly say that I did not do 100% well. But I hope that I did enough to get points and to not get an F. I don't think I'll get an F, but it would be nice to get a C. That's what I'm shooting for on this exam. That's what I'll be shooting for every exam in this class, because it's bloody freaking hard. How to take a bite of cookie. It's that frustrating. I hope you guys can't hear me chew. And if I can hear myself chew when I listen to my video, I will remove the chewing, because you guys don't need to listen to me chew. Okay, so what we are working on today is going to be the skelly. We are going to work on the skelly's face. I actually am not going to need the quartz, because looking at the face, which I have on my iPod right below me, which you can't see, but it's right there. It does not actually have straight white. It has like shades of gray. So I am going to have to make do and do the best I can with what I've got. But, you know, if it looks like crap, we'll set it on fire and start over again. Not the computer, mind you, but the iPad. The iPod. Yeah. I'm going to set my iPod on fire if this doesn't look right. Criminy. Okay, so what I'd really like is, see, I could do that. Let's do that as well. Let's take some quartz. We don't need bone meal. Let's go and grab my. Okay. Ooh, yep. So 30. Let's fix you up. Kapow, kapow. That ate up a whole bunch of goodness. Let's go see if we can find some clay real quick. Because if I remember, well, not if I remember, but I don't believe that I can actually, I forgot to turn off the stove. My house is gonna burn down. More cookie. I don't believe that I can make a clay block with clay that I've already dug. So what we're gonna do is go like this. Those are, that's not clay. Wait, is that clay? Yes. Alright. Doo boo doo boo. So yeah, the exam was obscenely, like, it just, I feel, I studied. I really did. I had a really hard night the night before. Ended up having some whiskey, being up probably a little bit too late. But whiskey and coffee, talking with a friend, taking care of some business. Just kind of, life stuff. But, I studied for it. I really did. I probably spent about, let's see. I'm trying to think. In the amount of hours that I spent studying, probably I studied like 4 hours that one night, 3 hours the next night, about 4 hours. So I studied probably 4, 8, so probably about 12 hours for the exam. And I feel that should be appropriate. That is 12 hours is enough for what? It was over chapters 1, 2, and 3, so that's 4 hours a chapter. I would say personally that's not that bad, and that's actually pretty good for me. Hold on, beer time. And I can't complain. It's one of those things. I studied, I did the best that I could with what I had and what I know. But nonetheless, I feel frustrated just from the standpoint that, I really wanted to do well, and I know that I'm probably putting myself down more so than I need to, but I'm really nervous. I had 3 massive panic attacks while I was taking the exam. I don't test well at all. And it was terrible. There were a couple other people that were taking the exam in the resource center like I do, because I have hypervigilant hearing and I have panic attacks. I actually get extra time on my exams. I get time and a half, which is it's not a lot, but it really does help when you sit there and you're having a panic attack and you're like, oh my god, I can't figure this out. You sit for a little bit and then you keep going, and then you have another panic attack and then you keep going. So it really did help from that standpoint. It allowed me to have my panic attacks calm down enough so that I would be able to focus and try to figure out what I am doing. That being said, I'm just super freaking nervous. Yeah. I talked to not a bunch of my friends, but I talked to a couple of guys that are in my class. Hold on, I gotta count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you don't know what I'm doing, obviously, because you can't see what I'm doing, I am in the process of counting. You know what? I need that more than I need that. I'm counting the pixels on the iPod, and so I'm trying to make this look good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But his name is Ryan and Daron. Those are the 2 guys that are in my class that I talked to afterwards, and they actually said that no one finished the exam quickly. No one was out of there early. Everybody was there until the bitter end of class, which, made me feel a little bit better. but it didn't make everything peachy keen and wonderful. And so I was very unhappy with the exam. I think that there will most likely be a whatchamacallit, the gray wall stone black. I thought there was dark gray wool. I have light gray wool and then gray. Let's see, I don't like that. That's too light. But that works. It just, I know, I gotta just, I need to let it go because it's gone. Nothing I can do about it now. And so there's really nothing that I need to worry about because it's done, right? Yeah. If only it was that easy. If only it was that easy. But it's not that easy at all. Okay, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna. Oh, that's right. I forgot I had clay. So clay. Yeah, that'll work. That will work. Okay, let's set this up so that we can just do this. Okay, so the first question was related to significant figures, and if you have ever worked with engineers or have had interactions with engineers, significant figures are very important. Now, on the opposite side of that, if you've had any interactions with geographic information specialists, so like somebody that makes maps, significant figures are that much more important, and we believe, excuse me, I had a hiccup. We believe that numbers and the amount of significant digits that you have are that much more important. And that being said, you should have more, right? Yeah, more. More digits is better. But it didn't turn out that way. And so the first one was on significant digits, and I've actually been docked a couple of times with regards to assignments because I am like, screw that. The more significant digits I have, the better, blah, 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 blah. And so I went from a assignment to a B assignment, which I think is crap. But, I'm not the professor. The second problem, excuse me, frog in my throat. I'm trying to remember. The second problem, I want to say dealt with, damn, now I can't remember. The second problem dealt with, oh, that was stupid. There we go. The second problem, I don't remember. It's not important. But the ones that were an issue were so the first two problems, I know I'm babbling, guys. I appreciate you listening to me, and I am sorry that I'm babbling. Just kind of frustrated. Oh, it does have one single. Is that one single? Hold on. Let me turn up my brightness is all the way up. So, yeah, I guess that is just one single piece of quartz. And it's white. The second problem was frustrating because he was using a technique that, we were aware of due to the fact that he taught it in class, but it wasn't 100%, just from the standpoint that we didn't cover we covered it all the way through, but it was relying off of extra information that, if you had been taking courses and you had just gotten out of physics and, chemistry, then you wouldn't have any problems. Well, it's been a couple of years for me, and so I had a little bit of problems. But you had God, I do babble when I get frustrated about exams. You had a room, and you had an open container of gasoline, and you had a temperature and a pressure for the room. From there, you determine whether or not the gasoline is boiling or if it's evaporating. And from there, you once you have determined that and explained why you feel that is the reason why, you go through and you move on to the next problem. Oh, I forgot food. You move on to the next part of the problem, which looks at the idea of, okay, so now the gasoline is evaporating. It's completely evaporated. What is the new atmospheric pressure or the total pressure in the room? And it was very frustrating to me because I got all the way through the problem. I calculated what the new pressure would be, or the pressure of the gasoline vapor would be, and it was almost the exact same amount as the very, very close to the same amount of pressure as the atmospheric pressure itself, which means that it would have doubled the atmospheric pressure. And it wasn't really that the pressure wasn't that bad, and it wasn't anything to worry about, but it was just enough to question myself. And so I just hit my mic, but I got all the way through. I calculated the pressure of the gasoline, and then I didn't know what else to do, and so I moved on. Going to the final problem was just joy. It was so much fun. Not really. But it was looking at the amount of force in tons that you would have on a dam between two different elevations. And, that in itself, again, not a hard problem. But, let's see, I want that to be, screw it. I'm not sure if I think this is going to turn out okay, but it's one of those things. So you had to calculate how much pressure in tons was being exerted on the dam itself. And then you had to determine whereabouts that pressure was where it was being produced. On the y-axis, with the y-axis being vertical. And then from there, you'd be done. Well, I divided the dam into a trapezoid because that's the if you are looking at it, I divided it thus, and then I went about, and it was good. But I'm just not sure. And, that is how my friends did it as well. But it's just one of those things, guys. It's just one of those things. Like, I'm worried. I'm nervous. Like, I want to do well in this class. I don't want to fail. Oh, damn it. I totally forgot that I had stone. What did I use the stone on? The stone was the nose. And then that one is the same color as the nose. And then that one. Let's put another clay there. But yeah, so needless to say, the exam on Thursday, it wasn't the best. I was very stressed. Very, very stressed and very unhappy when it was done. I almost threw up, to be honest, during the test and after I finished it. So that being done, the weekend came about. That was Thursday night. And then I came home and I had just a couple too many beers. And I woke up with a massive, massive hangover. And happily, I had actually had a coworker of mine come in early because I was going to work on, I had a project that I was working on, and she came in early, so I was able to not go into work, which was kind of nice. So thank you to my boss for being phenomenally awesome. I'll have my timesheet in before Monday, I promise. But yeah, that was my weekend, or my week. Other than the fact that I am really not 100% happy with my transportation planning class, from the standpoint that my professor, see, that just looks so dark. Okay, let's change this real quick. Let's try to put in a little bit more white into the skeleton. But yeah, he is teaching us how to use a traffic simulation program, which is awesome. It's a very integrated and very, very well-designed program. But if you don't understand it, it makes teaching it very, very difficult. And he is learning it while we learn it. And that just makes me infuriated because I'm not learning anything. And I contacted the people that created the software because it's kind of silly, guys. The fundamental user, there's two guides, the fundamentals, and then the user's guide. This user's guide references the fundamentals workbook, and then yeah, see, that looks a little bit better. Let's see. Now I'm just being picky. Let's put down the bed. You know, guys, hold on just 1 second. That's right. I shall be right back. I'm gonna try to fix this up, and then I will be back, and I will finish my rant on my class. See you guys in just a second.